Hi, I'm Douglas Mason, President and CEO of Magnum Gold Corp, MGI and the TSX Venture Exchange. A 2015 drill program on the LH property intersected several high-grade gold intersections, including 11 meters of 20.66 grams per ton gold. Additional drill targets on the LH property have been identified by a 2018 drone airborne magnetic survey to further evaluate a pyrrhotite-enriched gold-bearing system. Please visit our website at magnumgoldcorp.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Chris Vermeulen from the TechnicalTraders.com. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Thanks for having me on the show, Jim.
Chris, what happened when the U.S. Fed announced what it was going to do or not do today?
Yeah, well, the Fed came out, they said they're not going to raise rates. I think they're worried about what an increase in rates could do through the year with the credit markets. And if the rates aren't going up, I mean, that's short term. It's bullish for the equities market. It's very bearish for the dollar. So we're seeing some pretty big swings in the market with the dollar kind of falling on that news. It's sending precious metals sharply higher. The equities market is popping up very quickly here. So those are the knee-jerk reactions, and you got to be really careful around trading news and Fed. It's amazing how people can get caught up in this emotional news because news-based movements on the chart. So the Fed came out today, and we saw a big drop in the dollar, big pop in stocks and precious metals. I mean, it's just a news-based reaction of the masses. The big question is, will it have legs behind it over the next couple of days? But in most cases, news-based moves are given back within a 24, 48-hour period. So we got to see how this is going to shake out. I've been telling subscribers this week is a really pivotal week in the market for equities, the dollar, and precious metals. And now we just got to let this news kind of shake things out and see where the dust settles. If the markets are going to continue to move to the upside, if metals are going to roll over. I mean, everything is just really neutral at this point in my mind. When you look at the major indexes, there's a lot of mixed signals there.
Right. So are the high-tech stocks, how are they doing?
Well, the tech sector has been doing really well. It's pretty much been the leading sector throughout this. And you look at some of the big names like Google and Apple, those two shares have been really moving the market. It doesn't take much for those stocks to move up to really carry that upward bias in the indexes like the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So anything holding those, we see those markets performing very well. The NASDAQ, the S&P 500 are both moving up to new multi-week or multi-month highs. While you look at some of the other sectors or the indexes like the Dow Jones and the Russell 2000, the transportation index, they're underperforming and actually look really bearish. They're nowhere near their highs. They're forming what looks to be a bearish formation, a bear flag, and they're on the verge of rolling over at pre-Fed meeting. So there is a very mixed market with a couple stocks really holding the market up, making the major indexes look really good, but the underlying, to me, is crumbling and doesn't look the greatest. And because there's a mix of a couple indexes very bullish, a couple very bearish, it gives me a really neutral kind of view on the market right now. I'm looking for all of them to move in the same direction and break out either to the upside or to the downside before I get really excited about committing new money in a direction.
So it's a kid in a candy store. Make up your mind. Buy one or get out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
MGX Minerals is revolutionizing the new energy economy with patented lithium extraction technology, replacing traditional solar evaporation using low-cost, low-energy nanofiltration. The first system of this paradigm shift technology is currently being commissioned. MGX Minerals trades on the CSE, symbol XMG, the OTCQB, symbol MGXMF, and Frankfurt, symbol 1MG. For more information, visit our website, mgxminerals.com.
I'm Kelly Jennings, CEO of PowerBand Solutions. PowerBand is a cloud-based provider of auction, inventory, and finance solutions that make buying, selling, and financing vehicles more efficient. Powerband Solutions trades on the TSX Venture Exchange symbol PBX and on the OTCQB symbol PWWBF and on Frankfurt symbol 1ZV. For more information, please visit us at powerbandsolutions.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. What do you see happening with oil?
Well, oil's been moving in a really nice uptrend since the low in December through the second half of February and the first half of March. Price range was trading in a very tight range between more or less 57 and the $55 mark, forming a really nice, actually, bull flag, or you could argue it was a cup and handle. It was the handle portion of a pattern. Both are bullish, and we've seen price break out above this resistance level around the 57.30 area, and the last 5 days it's just been chugging its way up, running up the 5-day moving average, which is a very significant moving average for momentum. It was trading lower today. Obviously, the Fed came out, dropping the dollar. We saw crude oil bounce very quickly. Commodities in general have bounced very quickly today. And so it's kind of saved itself because it was red all morning and moving lower. And I see crude oil continuing to more or less march up. We have a target of around $62 per barrel. And I think it's going to work its way up there over the next week or so. But I think that could be where it really loses its steam and runs out of buying pressure, and then it'll be stuck in a new range between 57 and 62. So I am bullish on crude. It is working its way up. It's got a very nice chart, and the bias is 62 for the next target over the next few sessions.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Hi, I'm Douglas Mason, President and CEO of Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp., RMO, on the TSX Venture Exchange. Rainy Mountain Royalty Corp. is a Canadian-based mineral exploration project generator. The company currently holds multiple property interests in Ontario with joint venture partners and is seeking further joint venture partners for other drill-ready properties in our portfolio. For more information, please visit our website at rmroyalty.com or call me at 604-922-2030.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, precious metals, including palladium and platinum. What's going on there?
Well, the precious metal sector has been it's been holding its ground fairly well the last few weeks. We had a sell-off in mid-February, and since then they've been kind of grinding their way higher. They have been forming, more specifically gold and silver, somewhat of a bearish formation. And even with today's rally after the Fed here with the bounce in gold and silver, we are still well within this bearish formation for gold and silver. And we'll have to see if today's pop is really just a news-based pop or not, and if price is going to roll over and sell off, because I still have the feeling we're going to see precious metals have a leg lower, and I think, sometimes these Fed meetings actually happen to really create the kind of the shakeout in the market just before things actually go the opposite way everyone thinks. So, to me, the metals are still neutral to bearish. That's gold and silver. You look at palladium, it is up nearing short-term resistance from a couple of weeks ago. Overall, it's building a very large basing formation. I think platinum has got a great upside potential. Much like silver, when we do enter a bull market in precious metals, we're not there yet, but I do like platinum and silver the most out of them. And if we look at Palladium's just been on this never-ending rally that keeps going up and up and up. It's kind of the jack of all trades of metals. It's used in all kinds of industries, and with the overseas markets expanding, the emerging markets, there's just more and more demand. So it's continuing to move up to multi-year highs. I feel as though it's a little long in the teeth. I like metals that have been forming a base for the last several months or actually years. For when they start a bull market, I think there's a lot more upside potential at this point than actually palladium. I feel as though it's kind of nearing a top. It's had a big run, and I think the money might start rotating out of palladium and eventually go into some of these new metals that are primed and ready for their bear markets to start.
Right. Palladium and platinum used a lot in the auto industry. With a slowdown in worldwide economy, car sales, I guess, go down as well, but their prices haven't.
Yeah, and I think platinum could kind of pick up some of the slack. With palladium being so expensive now, I think we could start to see people moving back to palladium for the automotive, or platinum, for the automotive, just because it's half the price for a metal that can do the same thing in the auto industry. So that's why I think there's going to be a shift here where we could see palladium start to kind of stall out, and money will start rotating into manufacturers will start looking back at platinum because they can do the same thing for half the cost. So I think there'll be a rotation of money's always looking for the new where it can make the most money. So it'll rotate eventually out of the winners, and money will rotate into the losers. That's just the way the market works. Whatever was hot once eventually will not be. So that's just how the market rotates.
So, Chris, how would you sum up the last couple of weeks?
The last couple of weeks in general, I think when you're looking at the broad stock market, I feel as though it's clawing its way up into a big, what looks to be as a giant bear trap. To me, the economy is suffering. FedEx came out talking about it seeing global weakness and decline in shipping. The transportation index is underperforming. Small caps are underperforming. I really feel as though we're getting close to a major top in this rally we've seen since December. And I know the market is ripping higher. Almost everyone is extremely bullish, but the signs are there, and major market tops take months and months to work themselves out. But I think we're getting very close to another significant top. And the big question will be later this year is if this pullback is the start of a bear market, or if it's going to find traction and eventually start to head higher. And I have a feeling things are going to actually start breaking down by the end of this year. And, there's a long way to go before we're even committed, can confirm that we're in a bear market. We've got to see these lows broken that were back in December. That's when we technically be into a bear market. So, there's a lot of work to be done in the charts, but I am more bearish at this point than I am bullish. I've been trimming off long-term investments in equities. I'm very cash heavy, and this is just not a time, in my opinion, to be in the markets.
Chris, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Always a pleasure, Jim. Thanks for having me on the show.
My guest has been Chris Vermeulen from thetechnicaltraders.com. You're listening to HowStreet.com radio. If you have any questions for our guests like Chris, you can send them to info@HowStreet.com, our YouTube channel, Talk Digital Network. I'm Jim Goddard. Thanks for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.